We are talking about First Steps conversations, and we're going to discuss session 1, Trust in Jesus. You've just made a decision to follow Jesus. You haven't seen Jesus. It's very easy to wake up the next morning after making that decision and ask the question, what have I done? What will other people think? Or I'm in this difficult living situation. How will I get out of it? And who is this Jesus anyways? I can't see him. How do I know that I can trust him? Well, let me give you a story. It's a story of two young men who decide, yep, we're going to go hiking in the mountains. They were spontaneous about it, made a quick decision. Up in the mountains they go. They weren't prepared for what they got themselves into. As they hiked higher and higher, they noticed the dark clouds approaching, and all of a sudden it began to rain. The rain turned into sleet, and the sleet turned to ice. And they were on this narrow path. They couldn't go up, they couldn't go down, and they couldn't go forward and back, and it was getting dark. And both of them realized, we are in a difficult situation. What are we going to do? If we spend the night here, we won't survive, and yet we can't go up, we can't go down, we can't go forward, we can't go backwards. And then all of a sudden they hear a voice. And the voice says, I know that you're there. You can't see me, but I know that you're there. All you have to do is hang off the cliff that you're on and just drop about 5 feet, and you'll land on a ledge, and right off that ledge is a small cave. You can spend the night in the cave. We can get you tomorrow morning, and you will survive. So there's the two friends. They're looking at one another. Should we do it or should we not do it? It's a voice out of the dark. And finally one of them says, what is your name? And the man gives a name, and they all recognize that he's a park ranger. And yes, it's a step of faith, but it's not a step of faith without evidence because of the voice of the person that they knew. And so what we're talking about in this lesson is trust in Jesus. Yes, you do walk in faith, but it's not blind faith because we can trust in Jesus. How do you know you can trust in Jesus? For one thing, you can read the Bible, and there's testimony of many saints throughout history who have read the Bible, and they have followed the lessons of the Bible, and they will give testimony that the lessons that you find in the Bible are real and true and will be helpful. Another reason and way that you know you can trust Jesus is because he gives you the Holy Spirit. And if you just stop and listen in your daily devotions, you'll begin hearing that small voice of Jesus that actually can become quite loud. And he'll be telling you to do this, to not do that, and you walk with him. And believe me, I have been following Jesus for 50 years. I've never seen him visually, but my trust in him has grown with every year. I have a confident trust in Jesus Christ because of the way he's led me, because of what the Bible has taught me, and when I've been obedient, how it's brought blessing into my life. And I just want to say this, that in 50 years of following Jesus, he has never let me down. I trust him more and more.